You know, I don't see myself as having spina bifida. I see myself as the I mean, as a walking person. I don't think I don't I don't see myself in a wheelchair. I see myself like a walking person. I see myself doing things, going on roller coasters. I see myself like the ordinary person who just goes out, has a good day. Um, I see myself doing sports. I see myself doing like what the average person would do. And yes, I am part of the welcome team at church, and I love it. I like the people there. I like the friendship, and I like the fellowship.
Most of it has to do with our own perception of our young person or our child that happens to be disabled. And once you say it's a child first, people first, it reminds you that they have the same hopes and dreams as everyone else. So, because of that, or in spite of that, um, Paul's just learned to do things that everyone else has learned to do. Is it easier? Absolutely not. Is it difficult? Often, because even at church, we just had to say, he wants to be part of the welcome team. You guys figure it out. Figure out what's the best utilization of his skill set, just like you would any other typically developing child. So Paul did modeling from 1992 until he decided he wanted to do robotics in middle school. And I said, it's either robotics or modeling. I can't do both because physically I just couldn't do both. And so Paul did a significant amount of modeling. He's done some print work for Myers. He's done a couple of hardcore brace books. And it was a great confidence booster for him and a nice heightened awareness because the photographers were really good about saying, you know what, let's take him whichever way he wants to do it. So it was really nice. It was lots of fun. I made sure that Paul had an opportunity to go to anything he wanted to go to. So if there were political rallies going on, we went to political rallies. If there were activities in the community that he thought he wanted to go to, we'd go to those activities. We've been really actively involved in our community. I think we live in a relatively small town, so when everybody knows your name in a small town, you're fairly safe. So I can't say that there's any place that we go in town that somebody doesn't say, hey, Kim, there's Paul. Where's
Yeah,
Paul? What's going on?
yeah.
That kind of stuff. So I wanted to make sure that he was in a safe environment. We moved close to the middle school so he could get to school rolling like anybody else would have walked to school. And we just put a lot of really nice safeguards in place so that Paul could have a comfortable life. And, 25 years ago, most people with spina bifida lived to be about 25, 30 years old. So there was never a thought of an adult based clinic. We've been happy to be working with urology at U of M for the past 3 or 4 years, talking to them about an adult clinic. And it's finally at the cusp of coming to life. We've got a transitional urology doctor, we've got a transitional physical medicine and rehab. It's a great start, and it's a good time for a young adult with spina bifida to kind of open their wings and no longer be hindered by being in the children's section of the hospital as a 30-year-old.
I wanted to be a politician. I really enjoy politics at the local level. I've watched national. So yeah, I really wanted to be a politician, and I still do. I just want to be a politician because I want to make the world a better place to live. I, the violence and I just want to change the way healthcare is right now. Um, I want to change the gas prices in America. I just want to make the world a better place to live.
I see Paul managing the world much like everyone else, having a home ownership, being able to interact in his community. I don't volunteer in the community, be involved and engaged, and managing his health care. And so we're working towards, because we do now have the beginnings of an adult clinic, we're working towards me not being the voice of of Paul when we go in, because that's what pediatrics is looking for, is parent involvement. I don't want to be that parent involvement. It's time for Paul to let his feelings be known. I think it's important to bring awareness not only for people with spina bifida, but everybody with disabilities, because they're people first. And once we realize that they're people first, they have the same dreams and hopes as anybody else that's out there. Message to new families: love your baby. It's a baby first. It's not, don't worry about the disability. The disability is there, like blue eyes and blonde hair. Just accept your baby for being a baby and enjoy the ride, because at some point, just like with typically developing children, they'll be an adult sooner than you think. Families, get involved with a group, for God's sakes. It makes all the difference in the world when you're sharing information, when you're in the room with families who happen to look like you. We all need different communities for different parts of our lives.